What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Tuesday, May 31st, 2022, and I have some breaking news to share with you guys. So, we have a tropical depression forming in the Gulf of Mexico right now, and the National Hurricane Center is saying that at some point in the next few days, we could have a tropical depression in the Gulf of Mexico. And this would be the first tropical depression of the 2022 hurricane season. And we also have Hurricane Agatha, which formed in the Eastern Pacific, is now making its way towards the Gulf of Mexico, crossing over southern Mexico and the Yucatan Peninsula. And I don't know if these two storms are going to collide or what's going to happen, if they're going to combine together and form a bigger storm. But both of these storms right now are right next to each other. We have this tropical disturbance right over the Yucatan, which is going to form into a tropical depression in the Gulf of Mexico. And then we have Hurricane Agatha making its way towards the Yucatan right now, which is very unusual. Normally, when the hurricanes form in the Eastern Pacific, they usually go west out into the Pacific. They don't cross over in the other direction. They don't cross over Mexico towards the Gulf of Mexico. So that's very interesting. So we could have our first tropical depression of the Atlantic hurricane season this week. We have to keep an eye on it because it could possibly turn into a hurricane. It sounds kind of early to be talking about hurricanes, but hurricane season officially starts June 1st, okay? And the water temperature in the Gulf of Mexico right now is warm enough for development of hurricanes. So I'm going to show you guys the latest sea surface temperatures in the Gulf of Mexico. I want to just show you first the latest satellite imagery here. So here you can see Hurricane Agatha, okay, making its way towards the Gulf of Mexico, crossing over southern Mexico, and it's going to be dropping a lot of rain over southern Mexico. But it's just very interesting how it's making its way over Mexico into the Gulf of Mexico. And I don't know what's going to happen once it gets out over the open water here, which is really warm, because the sea surface temperatures in the Gulf of Mexico are in the 80s already, 80 degrees Fahrenheit, which is more than enough for development of hurricanes. And then over here, you can see this is that tropical wave or tropical disturbance that's going to be turning into a tropical depression later this week. So we have to keep an eye on it, guys. We have two storms here, okay? So we'll see what happens with Agatha, if Agatha is going to turn into anything once it crosses over land and gets back out into the water here in the Gulf of Mexico. And then we got to watch this disturbance here, which is going to make its way northeastward towards Florida and possibly turn into something, okay? Possibly the first tropical depression of the season, okay? But the water temperatures right now are very warm in the Gulf of Mexico, more than enough to be conducive for hurricane development. So here we have the latest sea surface temperature map, and you can see the Gulf of Mexico is 27 degrees Celsius or warmer, okay? 27 degrees Celsius is right about 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's usually considered to be the optimal temperature for hurricanes to form. You want at least 80 degrees Fahrenheit sea surface temperatures for hurricanes to really get strong. But even if the water temperature is in the upper 70s, hurricanes can still form. But you can see here just how warm the Gulf of Mexico is in. We're not even in June yet. And even off the southeastern United States coastline, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, you can see already mid 70s to upper 70s in the sea surface temperature here. So the entire southeastern United States coastline and the Gulf Coast needs to be on high alert right now. We have these two systems making their way into the Gulf of Mexico where there's a lot of warm water, and these storms could pose a threat to the mainland. So we have to keep an eye on them. I wanted to just give you guys this update, possibly the first tropical depression of the Atlantic hurricane season forming this week. And like I said in my hurricane season forecast, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration is forecasting an above average hurricane season for the Atlantic basin. Okay, so they're saying between 16 and 21 storms, 3 to 6 major hurricanes, and 6 to 10 hurricanes. Okay, so we could have our first named storm this week, or possibly even a landfalling hurricane if Agatha keeps its strength when it crosses over Mexico and it gets out into the Gulf of Mexico. We could have some kind of a landfalling hurricane already in the next week or two. You know, we're heading into a triple La Nina, which is unprecedented in probably the last 100 years. We haven't seen a La Nina last this long, and La Ninas favor Atlantic hurricanes. All right, so I wanted to just give you guys this update. I'll keep an eye on these two storms, and stay tuned to my channel for continuing coverage of hurricane season 2022. That's all I have for now. Take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere.